Okay, thank you. Let us stand, please. I'm going to ask village chaplain leaders in the room of prayer.
Let us pray. Our Father and our God, we lift up this village board, this village president to you as they deal with the concerns in this village. Lord, might they do so knowing that they're accountable, first of all, to you and to those that they serve. Lord, we pray that you will cover each of them and their families as they deal with the concerns of the village. Might you provide resources that might move this village forward in such a way that you would be pleased and that they might ultimately hear you say, well done, thy good and thy faithful servant. We thank you for each of them. Watch over them, bless them, and keep them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Thank you. The village board of trustees, regular scheduled board meeting will now come to order. The time is 5:11. The date September 4th, 2024. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Mayor Charles Griffin,
Present.
Trustee Johnny Griffin,
Present.
Trustee Tyrese Andrews,
Present.
Trustee Jimmy Viverette,
Present.
Trustee Elliot Harper.
Present.
Mayor, let the record reflect that trustees Antoine McMichaels and Freddie Wilson are not in attendance, but you do have enough full quorum.
Okay. Can I have a motion to allow trustee McMichaels, who's been ill, to participate in deliberations through conference call?
So moved.
Moved by trustee Viverette, is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Griffin. All in favor, use the sign of aye. All opposed, nay. So ordered. Okay, at least we took it. Okay, can I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So move, man.
Moved by trustee Griffin, is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Andrews, roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Harper,
Here.
Trustee Viverette,
Yes.
Trustee Griffin,
Yes.
Trustee Andrews. The motion to approve the agenda for September 4th, 2024 has carried.
Okay, I done mayor's report. I'm just gonna update the board on some of the activities that the mayor's office and administration has been working on. As you may know, the village has received a grant and an amount of $1.5 million to do some capital improvement. One of the major issues in the village is that with the water system, everybody is pretty much billed on a flat rate. And it's created a lot of discrepancy with the fact that it's not a fair and equitable system. You may have a senior on one hand that's single, that pays a flat rate of $85 or $65 and a sewer flat rate of $15. Well, you may have a household on the opposite end that has 9 individuals in the house that pay the same thing. This is a system, unfortunately, the previous water system that was in place was ineffective. The calibrations were off, and it was recommended by IEPA that the village dismantle that system. At that particular point, the village did not have $300,000 or $400,000 to put electronic metering throughout the village-wide. And so therefore, had to put a flat rate in place, just enough where you would bill, where you would collect enough money to pay your debt. So, and there's an abundance of debt. When it comes to the water system, you have water bonds. Okay, you also have water loans. You have what they call operation and maintenance. Then you have folks that work in the water department that gets paid out of water receipts. In addition to that, you have a high level of what they call water loss, which means that your water mains has been in the ground since the 60s, and they're leaking like sieves. And so we've gotten grant after grant, and I'm gonna go through a couple of them tonight, but all we're doing is we're repairing a water main break right here. We put a 10-foot stick in there of PVC, and 12 feet, it popped. You know, but you gotta look at it, you probably got 2,000 miles of water line running this way, that way, this way, that way, all throughout the village. And most of it is old and antiquated. And so what, and you'll probably hear about another lawsuit a little bit tonight that I was just informed of. We pay Chicago Heights $30,000 a month, every month. But that's just not enough. They're billing us like $40,000 to $45,000 every month. So even though we're paying them $30,000 religiously every month, we're going $15,000 in the hole every month. So this has been happening for at least the last 12 years. So even if you look at it at 1 year, at 10 months in the hole at $15,000, $150,000, plus 30 is 180. So do 10 years at being in a deficit of paying your water bill at $180,000 a year, then you're roughly around $1.8 million. What the village of probably owe Chicago Heights is more like $1 million. And that ain't no big thing, because the fact is, if you look at all of these towns, you look at Harvey probably owe the city of Chicago, who supplied them water, Harvey probably owed them $20 million, $30 million. Robbins owed $5 to $6 million. Dixie owe. Everybody owe. Water is like what they call the new gold. And the fact of the matter is that Chicago Heights get their water from the civic city of Hammond. Hammond go up on their water bill. Chicago Heights supply water to the village of Fort Heights, South Chicago Heights. Now they have Homewood, Thornton, and Glenwood. Those 5 towns. And so the water issue is going to get to be a real heated issue. And I can tell you the only thing that we can do is continue to plug away, repair leaky water mains, replace hydrants and valves, and continue to try to improve your water system. But there's going to be litigation, so I'm just informing the board so you'll be cognizant of the fact that this is coming down the road. So you put it on top of the other lawsuits. You know, I know towns, little towns right now, with $30, $40 million judgments against them. Well, they've been sued. I can name you probably about 10 towns that have police departments that's been sued over $40 million. We're fighting from a lawsuit, well, it's not a lawsuit, it's an administrative judgment that happened when we had a police department. Those guys are suing us for probably about $1.4 million. They just have to get in line like everybody else is getting in line. You can't get blood from a turnip. And so I take a very realistic approach. About being at this a long time, I don't get started. A lot of folks may, but I don't get started when it comes to lawsuits for water. Police department is another thing. Some of that stuff is self-inflicted, but in today's time, law enforcement, and I think the village will get to the point where a board will probably have a chance to determine whether they want to bring back a local police department. So I'm going to go through this real rapidly, and then we're going to kind of move to some other matters. The $1.5 million for one, $500,000 of that is delegated for electronic meters and installation. Okay, also for that particular grant, I don't see the amount, but I know that it's going to replace this roof. As you look on, if you look at the south wall, you see water spots. This roof hasn't been replaced since the building was built. It's been patched up. That's why when you come in, you see all the missing ceiling panels. Don't make sense to put ceiling panels back up there, but you're just gonna have to replace them after the next rain. And so we were able to secure monies to replace this whole roof from this building, which, you know, the village hall, through the fire department. And so that should be happening in 2025. We're executing the agreement right now with the state of Illinois. I'm pretty proud of that because I've been working on trying to get funds for electronic meters and to replace the roof on this particular building for quite a while. I got derailed a little bit, else it probably would have been done. But the fact is that we're gonna finally get to it. The Community Service Center. Community Service Center is another village-owned facility that has been neglected. We probably put about $500 million worth of construction and work in that building in the last, I would say, 9 months. And that's because of that asylum seekers program that we were able to get probably close to $1 million with that program, as well as get some construction money. And so I'm proud of the fact that we're gonna be able to put not only a roof here and a roof at the center, but we're gonna be able to put new HVAC systems in at both locations. And that's huge. You know, you're probably talking close to about $450,000 for the two buildings. Talk about both HVAC. You got like $45,000 go for all the design work, the engineering, and the remaining portion of that grant will resurface 14th Place from Woodlawn to Deer Creek, and it will resurface the parking lot at the Community Service Center at 1647 Cottage Grove, and it's also gonna resurface 13th Place from Woodlawn to Summit. And so that's $1.5 million that we will have in capital improvement projects for 2025. And in addition to that, I can report the fact that we're about 95% finished with the rec building. At rec building, we have to October 31st of 2024 to finish it. We have a deadline to meet, and that's through Illinois Department of Natural Resources. We're waiting on the HVAC. The HVAC is $40,000 just for that building. We're not gonna be able to put a parking lot in there. We're gonna put some crushed stone and some other stuff, and hopefully next year we can put a parking lot in there and do some exterior stuff. But it's a design-build building, and the plans never called for a parking lot. They only gave you in 2015, I got this grant through the Department of Natural Resources. The folks that replaced me had no clue what to do with it, so therefore they lost it. And I was able to bring it back off of life support when I got back. And I'm happy to report to the board and to visitors and constituents that we will finish that building, and it will be open for youth to play by November 1st. The next grant is another 2025 grant, and it's an amount of $150,000 that we also got from the Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity, and it's to do ADA compliance on this building. Replace every door, energy efficiency grant, and every window. It's a lot of windows and doors on this building. And then, again, bear in mind, these same doors were here when the building was built in 1976. The windows, only about 6 of about 26 doors has been replaced since 1976. And so we were able to get this energy efficiency grant through DCEO. And We're extremely proud about that. Although we got a number of other grants for access to transit, Lincoln Highway Corridor Study, those mostly are engineering grants that does the design work. And after you do your engineering and your design work, you can then apply for construction. What the village hasn't done since I left in 17 is applied for any type of engineering or design work for anything. And so if you don't, you have to start at step one. We're on step 2 of access to transit, which means next year you can apply for the construction. And that's putting sidewalks where you're walking in mud, and that was kind of a joke, like a little bit, you know. But at any rate, it's a very valuable grant, you know, that calls for some bus shelters and to put sidewalks and ADA compliance types of signage and in whatever area that's appropriate for that type of sign. So that's something that we've done. And finally, what we're going to look at is 2025 and the site development plan that I'm looking at, and the news release was released several months ago for $600,000. It's going to call for Woodlawn Avenue, a football field. I'm working with ComEd to put underground electric. Okay, get rid of the poles. You know, you can't have a regulation football field where you got telephone poles running down center. That won't work too well. And so we're working on that. That also calls for a concession stand, expanded children's playground, where they got 1 or 2 little things to do over there. They'll probably have 5 or 6, you know, and a dog park. Proposed basketball. No, we have the baseball field. We're not doing the baseball, but we're doing the basketball courts and lighting on Woodlawn. So Woodlawn will not look like you seen it after next year. You start to see that we're starting to develop recreational posts as far as the community is concerned. With the recreation building for youth on Cottage Road at 1643 Cottage, and then you turn around, we did the state-of-the-art baseball field for Little League when I was here in 2015. That was done. It got completed, and the other team kind of tried to take credit for it, but you know, we knew who did it. So I'm throwing these subtle little jokes, you know, but I'm real serious about it at the same time. It's kind of funny. It's funny because the fact is that all these grants that we've got in the last couple of years, it's amazing to think the 4 years I was gone that they didn't get one. Not one. And what do y'all think about 13th place for Cottage Grove to Woodlawn?
I'm happy.
I'm glad to hear that. I think that it looks fantastic. I'm sick as hell of those potholes. Okay, that's for the board's information, let you know that Trustee McMichael did join the meeting. But that pretty much is just an update of some of the activity. I can go on and on, but it's getting a little warm in here and I see folks waving fast. Next year this time you won't have to do that. You're gonna have a new HVAC system, you know, but I do like those fans, especially the one with, you know, there is civil rights leaders on it, you know, kind of nostalgically bringing back some memories, you know. But so I'm in a good mood tonight. I told about 5 really undercurrent jokes, and only about 6 people really picked up on it. It's pretty good. Okay. Any questions for the council on any other activities, any other things that's going on? No. If there's none, I have some action items under the mayor's report. Item A is consideration with possible action to approve the intergovernmental agreement between the County of Cook, acting by and through its Department of Transportation and Highways, and the Village of Ford Heights. You have that agreement. Can I have a motion to approve?
So move, Mayor.
Moved by trustee Griffin, is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Second.
Second by trustee McMichael. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Vivaret,
Yes.
trustee Griffin,
Yes.
trustee McMichaels,
Yes.
trustee Harper,
Yes.
trustee Andrews. The motion has carried to approve the intergovernmental agreement between the County of Cook acting by and through its Department of Transportation and Highways and the Village of Fort Heights.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Item B, consideration with possible action to approve an ordinance number 2024-09-04-01. And this is an ordinance of the Village of Fort Heights, County of Cook, Illinois, implementing a non-home rule municipal retailers occupational tax and a non-home rule municipal service occupational tax. Before I call for a vote, let me just explain something to you. The only 3 towns around here that does not have the 1%, and this does not apply to grocery, okay? But it does not apply to gas. But anything else, you're missing a lot of money. Okay, every town from Homewood to Country Club Hill to Chicago Heights, every town around here except South Village, Linwood, Fort Heights has this enacted. Okay, and so you're missing an Attorney Kankar, who again is one of the best probably attorneys in the state, if not the country, for municipal government. Recommends this, and I recommend it to the board. Is there any questions as it relates to the occupational
No.
tax? Can I have a motion to approve?
So move, Mayor.
Moved by trustee Griffin, is there a second?
Second, Mayor.
Second by trustee Vivaret. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Andrews, trustee Harper,
Yes.
trustee Griffin,
Yes.
trustee Vivaret,
Yes.
trustee McMichaels.
Yes.
The motion has carried to approve ordinance number 2024-09-04-01, an ordinance of the Village of Fort Heights, Cook County, Illinois, implementing a non-home rule municipal retailers occupation tax and a non-home rule municipal service occupation tax.
Thank you, Madam Clerk, and if you could prepare that, I could sign it tonight, and you can forward it to Attorney Kankar this afternoon as well. Item number C, consideration with possible action to approve amended resolution, intergovernmental agreement by and between the Village of Fort Heights and the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago for the condition assessment, rehabilitation of sanitary sewers in Fort Heights. This is exactly what it states. Okay, it gives MWRD an opportunity to pursue resources, grant dollars, as well as to issue grant dollars to the Village of Fort Heights to help improve the sanitary sewer system in Fort Heights, which needs some improvement. We spend too much money with Calumet City Plumbing calling out their vac trucks. Every time they come out, it's like $12 to $1,800.
Yes, sir. Okay.
And so we have to seriously look at trying to pursue funding for this particular effort, but this particular resolution will give them the authority to act on our behalf. Can I have a motion to approve?
So move, Mayor.
Moved by trustee Griffin, is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee Andrews. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Harper,
Yes.
trustee McMichaels,
Yes.
trustee Vivaret,
Yes.
trustee Griffin,
Yes.
trustee Andrews.
Yes.
The motion has carried to approve the amended resolution number 2024-04-17-04, an amended resolution approving the execution of an intergovernmental agreement by and between the Village of Fort Heights and the Metropolitan Water Reclamation District of Greater Chicago for the condition assessment and rehabilitation of sanitary sewers in Fort Heights, Illinois.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. And the final item is item D. And let me say that this is an item that's dealing with a side path that we look at as a safety item, which would provide a sidewalk or walking trail from Route 30 in Cottage Grove on the east side of Cottage Grove to 11th Street. What you have all too often is children from Cottage Grove Upper Grade Center walking home to Sunnyfield or in other areas of the community down Cottage Grove in the roadway. So this would give them a safer option for traffic. And so we had to issue, do a publication because this is through the Illinois Department of Transportation. We had to bid it out. The village only received one bid. I'm gonna do a justification to accept that one agency that, company that bid on the project. And so I need the board's approval to do so. So item D is consideration to accept the bid recommendation from Ontario Group for the phase 1 engineering for the Cottage Grove side path. Can I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
So move, Mayor.
As moved by trustee Griffin, is there a second?
Second.
Second by trustee McMichaels. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Griffin,
Yes.
trustee Andrews,
Yes.
trustee McMichaels,
Yes.
trustee Harper,
Yes.
trustee Viverett.
Yes.
The motion has carried to accept the bid recommendation from Antero Group for Phase 1 engineering for the Cottage Grove side path project.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. That completes the mayor's report. Next is legal. Judge Studley, the village attorney, is out of the country. We do have Joe. Do you have anything?
I'm gonna hold this because we just received it.
Okay.
But it is a lawsuit and it needs to be reviewed. There's a court date of September 24th, and I think by that time, Judge Studley will have an opportunity to review it and give better opinion on where we need to go.
Okay, so we'll have a report for the board at the next board meeting. Committee reports. Finance,
No report.
personnel. Trustee McMichael.
McMichaels.
Okay, she must have walked away. Police and fire. Trustee Wilson's not here. I could say,
No report, Mayor, I'm sorry.
oh, that's okay. No report. Under the police and fire, we've been meeting consistently with the Cook County Sheriff. What we're trying to do is improve just the visibility of Route 30 in terms of all the congregating, all the things that's happening in terms of, you know, folks just using it as an entertainment destination for drinking and smoking weed or whatever they do. It's something that's not the image that the village want. We're working with the sheriff's department to try to alleviate that particular image and working with all of the business owners in that particular area, not only the red and white store, but we're also making efforts to get acquisition of land where folks are kind of gathering and, you know, it's just like way back in Mississippi, you know, where folks used to just always congregate, sit under a tree, and I think it's a heritage thing. I'm not sure, but in today's climate, it's just not a good look. And so we're trying to get rid of it. But I know even up there in Chicago Heights and in Robbins and a couple other areas where they got businesses, you had the same type of activity. They've been successful primarily because they have local police departments. But they've changed the law of 9 legislation where you can't even, you might as well not even arrest a person. You arrest a person for loitering or soliciting, and by the time they beat you back, they'd be back here for you, and you driving, they probably catch the bus. And so the laws have changed to the point where it's just so difficult, you know, to do any type of enforcement. I know of folks right now that the Cook County Sheriff have caught individuals with gun charges with AR-15s, and they were out in 2 hours. You know, and a lot is based on what the judge see, and a lot, you may be familiar with that Safety Act, you know, where that no cash bond, I'm not an expert on it, But you gotta really do something now in order to be incarcerated and put them to hold you. And so, it's hard, you got these same folks, it's like they've been getting up at 7 in the morning to 8 in the evening, going to when it was Miss Irene's Ernest. Don't nobody remember that, probably but me. It's crazy, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. But we're working with the Cook County Sheriff on a number of things. They put license plate readers, village, at strategic places throughout. I tried for them to put more cameras, and we're working. I'm able to get to the point where I want to even utilize drones, you know, to do whatever we have to do to make the village of Fort Heights a safe and a clean place to reside. And that's just a basic thing. That's something that it shouldn't be out of the extraordinary to accomplish. And so, with that said, that's the police and fire. Streets and alley, Trustee Griffin.
No report.
Public health, Trustee Hart.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Water and sewer, Trustee Everett.
Well, Mr. Mayor, I think you almost explained it, but I'm still kind of waiting to find out. You're supposed to give me the material group, find out why we still being double billed for 2 bills. I think we the only village man that I think pays Cowlice 2 bills, 1 water tower. So I think it's going to be critical that we try to.
I think we're gonna find out a lot. The last time Chicago Heights sued, what the deal was is that the village paid them $30,000 a month. Now you got to look at it. The village of Fort Heights has roughly 900 users. The village of Glenwood have close to 3,000 users, including commercial and industrial. The village of Fort Heights pay $30,000 a month consistently. And we pay about $8,000 more than Glenwood. Can you imagine that? We have 900 users. We have 1/3 of the users that they have in Glenwood. And they pay less than us. That's your water system. The water is going in the ground.
Right.
It's not that Chicago Heights not pumping their water, and they want to be paid because they got to pay Hammond. You know, I understand that. But the fact is, the only thing we can do is make a genuine effort, collect what we collect. We got to pay USDA. That's the United States Department of Agriculture.
Water bond.
If we don't pay for them water bonds, then they'll come in and file a mandamus against the village and take over all your stuff. So you got to pay the feds. And you gotta pay for your loans. And I understand one thing, even when you had that water that had the stench, that well water, the key to the whole thing is that you had no filtration system. You had no purification plant. You had none of the technology or anything. So you sit on a table of water and limestone. We've done all type of ecological studies back in the day before they converted over to lake water. And this village did the same thing that Creek done, Park Forest done, University Park has done, Stega has done, and Creek, and probably a whole bunch more. They should have kept their well water. They should have cleaned it up because it was theirs. But they bought into this lake water. And when we first started the lake water, I was a trustee on finance. We used to pay Chicago Heights paid 39 cents per 1,000 gallons. We paid 78 cents per 1,000 gallons. Now we pay almost $6. You know what this is? Per 1,000 gallons. So, and to give you a little history of Chicago Heights sued the civic city of Hammond. They didn't have much luck. They sued the city of Hammond because of the exuberant water rates and lost. And so there's nothing you can do. You don't have the money to go back to well water. So I'm not going to delay this because I can talk to you about water and sewer and stuff for a long time. And I don't want to really bore you. I see the Don's here to ask about his check.
Don't do that, man.
I'm just telling the truth. You know? I'm just back to this. I want to beat him to the punch. I take the thunder out of it, you know. But at any rate, I'm going to go to old business. Well, new business, I can tell you this. I had a welcome visit from a young man who's in the audience tonight, this afternoon, named William Williams. And William is a professional track athlete. And at the same time, I don't want to do his overview. I want him to do it for you. The fact of the matter is that he's homegrown. And you know Bernice, she's sitting out there, his mother, and he gave you pretty much in your package an overview of his achievements, some of his achievements and some history. So at this time, without further ado, I would like to introduce William Williams to the Board of Trustees. Would you come forward, please? Come forward, thank you. Be brief. It's not gonna take that long. But just go ahead.
Hey everybody, my name is William Williams. As you see in your packet, I have multiple national titles. My biggest accomplishment being a graduate of Texas A&M. Got my bachelor's degree in science, sports management, and communications. Broke the school and facility record, first African American to do so. And I did all that with having 4 heights on my back. And over the past 5 years, I've been competing professionally. Been in China, Japan, Korea, over 25 different countries. And my biggest thing with being on this circuit is the financial aspect of it. The financial burden. I placed top 8, top 7 at the World Champs. Budapest 2023, Glasgow this past March, and the ultimate goal is to bring gold medal back to 4 heights, because we know 4 heights builds fighters. Now I want to know if we can build champions, we can build better leaders, winners. So I just come to the community asking for more financial sponsorship or endorsements, just so I can take my game to that next level. Like, we know I can make a team. I can make the USA team. This past year, I've been offering for the long jump at for the Paris Olympics. Now I'm trying to be the Olympic champion, the world champion, and be the best in the world. And I feel with bringing the community behind me, I can do that.
Thank you. Any questions for William? Okay, any questions? What's the board's recommendation? You have to give me something.
I recommend that we support this kid. He's one of mine, okay? And all through his career, it's been a struggle, but he made it. Even when Dr. Jackson wouldn't help him down there. At the school district, when I was down there, they kicked him off the team in Bloom Township. I got him back on the team by being a board member, Ms. Viverette of District 169. Since then, he's went to multiple colleges, multiple stages, and this year he just missed going to Paris, okay? So you're looking for support for this kid. I'm talking about one that I got big faith in.
All right, put a number out there, please.
Here's what I'm going to say, and I'm going to ask the board, you know, I strongly encourage the board to support William, but I also encourage William to use other avenues for generating resources, you know, such as we talked. He stopped by my home, and we had a good conversation. I told him get with Kimani, and Kimani is the IT guy back there. Maybe you guys could change information. You know a lot more about technology than I do. All I know is that you could use GoFundMe pages.
Right.
Okay? All I know, we could figure out a sponsorship day where we could maybe do a 50-50 raffle every year. You know, just held for the next 2 or 3 years, whatever, how long the lifespan is for you realistically pursuing your goal, you know, as an Olympic champion. Those things we could do. I don't think so. You could save $1,500, $2,000. We don't have a lot of money, but I think the village can do a lot more with working with him as a partner. You know, helping to put those apparatuses together. You know, where it will continuously, you know, help generate revenue for him to do those things that he needs to continue to train and to continue to compete. And so I'm going to ask the board to, you want to do it, Jim? You always do a good job.
Yeah, if it's possible, I think he's gonna do a lot of traveling and stuff like that. So I'm gonna say maybe the board will give him a couple hours.
2,000?
Yeah.
You have a motion for trustee Viverette for village to donate 2,000 towards this effort?
So move, man.
Moved by trustee Griffin, is that second?
Second.
Second.
Second by trustee McMichael. Roll call, Madam Clerk.
Trustee Harper,
Yes.
trustee McMichaels,
Yes.
trustee Viverette,
Yes.
trustee Andrews,
Yes.
trustee Griffin.
Yes.
The motion has carried for the board to donate $2,000 to Mr. William Williams Athletic Endeavors.
Thank you. What we'll do is get your information, William, but before then, I would like to take a couple pictures with you. Come on, board members.
Yeah, and right out of Turner, that too, man. Hey, Joe.
Well, you know what, he in Portugal right now.
Yeah, I know, I'm talking about that. Ain't right, Joe?
Assistant Smith, I was really just being sarcastic. Something that attorney is in Portugal now, so right.
Hey, Joe, this one of mine.
Kim Money, you gonna take the pictures, right? Use your phone.
I said, yeah, I just got the phone.
Well, you the photographer for an IT person, you make sure you're supposed to have top flight cameras.
When you tell me. But can I have you all in the middle right here?
Okay, come on over this way.
Face draw.
No, that's okay.
No, dude.
You shine.
Sweat for this chick. I'm messing
Come on
with you.
down, man.
I told you, I did good stuff. That's how they,
Come on,
where I
Madam
took
Clerk.
him from. So you know if you give it any.
No, we done.
Fine.
I'm tall, I can get in the back. Now, we don't want to be by the table.
No, you could be in front of it.
In the front of it?
Yeah. Just make sure.
Wait for the clerk.
I move, right?
Slide in there, Jay.
You going back.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right. There we go.
Good?
We wanted to
Okay, now,
smile
let's do one more.
Bill just got a
Let's
check.
do one more, and I want you to put something on the website in reference to, I'll give you a copy of his overview, but I definitely want to use whatever marketing tools the village have to start to highlight positive stuff for it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? Come on, Jim.
And smile.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
I mean, you made it, bro. You made it. Act like you made it.
All right.
All right, thank you so much. All right, young man, you gotta leave all your information here, phone number, stuff. What do you
Hey,
leave?
Chief, you go back there yet?
Okay, so where are you?
Hey, I'm gonna show you Mo hand. Don't worry about it. Mo will give you a couple $100.
Bernice, don't you sneak out here without me getting hood.
Hey, young man. Mo will give you a couple $100.
Okay, appreciate that. How you doing?
Go slap on it.
You missed it. The attorney was cool.
Yeah. That's right, get Mo number for you.
Don't leave.
go,
Don't leave.
Citizens, I ask that you be brief, visitors, citizens, if you have any remarks, now is the time. Citizen,
Don, you all right?
stand, give your name, please.
They said at City Hall, I quote, let City Hall pay you. Because how do they know that they want you to pay, do the creek bank? I said, I've been doing it for almost 25 years. Well, talk to them and you get paid. Time and time again, I went over, we don't have the money. Talk to the people at City Hall. Since July, August, September.
Okay, thank you. Let the record reflect the fact that trustee Wilson entered the meeting at 5:55. Okay, thank you. Talk to me tomorrow. Thank you. Any other citizens? Yes, ma'am.
What time tomorrow?
I knew you were gonna ask that.
Because whenever I say, well, he's not here, right? He's at a meeting.
Okay, I should be here probably around 10:30,
What time?
about 11:30.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, this contract signed, we just gotta figure out how to pay. Okay.
I'm Mrs. Gordon Smith. I'm at 13th and Cottage. And earlier last week, where truck came and took the railing off. That was a heavy duty railing that they had put in. Because they put the same thing on the other side because that happened before. So I've been trying to see if there's going to be any movement to get another one put back up there before they hit my house.
I'm talking with Cook County Department of Transportation. Cottage Grove is a county road, and we can't even put anything on Cottage Grove. Okay, but what I do is I talk with the superintendent of highways, and we put a request in for them to replace the railing. I talked with your husband.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question? Did the police come? Was there a
Well,
police report in reference to it?
I don't remember seeing any police there at all. So I couldn't say.
Any other citizens? Citizens.
By the potholes. I can't do
I
that.
have a list right now. If you have anything in addition to the 15 or 20 locations that I have, when you come up looking for your payment, leave that with the folks. They'll probably tell you that I'm not in.
He's kidding.
I'm only joking. I happen to be in a good mood tonight. For some reason, I don't know why. Maybe it's called football season start tomorrow.
Don,
Okay.
Don.
Okay, thank you. That could be complete style meeting for this evening. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So move, man.
Moved by trustees, the whole trustee board. Can I have a second by y'all too? Second. All right, all in favor say aye. Thank you, and thank you all.